Hyperscape? No, I've seen games.
Greetings, travelers. Welcome back to Tales of Lethren. So, yeah, I wanted to throw a little weekend stream today, and yeah, I think we should today cover, just watch Traveling Deity together, where I can explain a little bit about the story and lore behind this episode. Yeah, and I think that after that we can open up some, where I'm just gonna answer questions, and then I think we will maybe dig into a little bit more about the history and the lore of this timeline where we have Amaranth in. I'll probably pull up the map and talk a little bit about the different areas and creatures and happenings in this time, and then maybe do a little bit in the end. But I think I'm gonna try to keep it to like an hour and a half today. Yeah, I think we should just like have a good time. It's so nice to have you here. I think that what we're gonna be mainly doing the next couple of weeks before we release Traveling Deity. No, sorry, not Traveling Deity, Daughter's Revenge. That's gonna be streaming, of course, doing Choose That Path episodes. The next one, as mentioned in last stream, is gonna be pretty long. So I hope you're gonna have like a good time seeing that one. We spent a lot of time on this one. But yeah, I've really been digging into the stream lately. I hope that you are liking these, because I think we're gonna be doing more of these. I think that it's like a really awesome thing for the channel to have these videos. Normally it takes a long time to edit it together, which we're still gonna be doing, of course, having videos like that on the YouTube. But on the Twitch, that's where we're gonna be able to really dig into answering questions from you guys and explaining things more in detail and just hang out. You know, it's super nice to be able to meet all of you. All right, but I think we'll start out answering, looking at your comments and see if we have something for me here before we start. So Insira says you guys should be making Hollywood movies or games for real. I mean, I'm gladly going to pick up the phone call if that comes. I have met a lot of people from the industry, and I think that this show has like a really indie kind of feel. It's a very how do you say? When you pitch it, it's pretty hard to get people on. When you say like, oh, it's non-dialogue, every episode is with a new character that is like interacts with all the other characters from the other episodes, and then you have different timelines, and it's basically like a huge Dungeons and Dragons game where you follow different characters. It's I think it's pretty cool, but it's alive because of you guys. But yeah, I would totally not close the doors if somebody came and said, "Hey Mikkel, let's do it." I'll be like, "All right." All right. So Croc says, "Hi Mikkel, hope you're doing well. Greetings for Viborg." Hi Viborg. That's where the animation workshop lies, and that's where I used to go to school and where I'm also teaching now. All right. David Valle says, "Hell yeah, Daughter's Revenge is going to be lit." Yeah, that's gonna be nice. I can tell you, Daughter's Revenge is a really, really good story. That's gonna be really like, I think you're gonna enjoy this season too. Even though it's a little smaller than the first season because we piled everything together, it's a really good story, and we get to see a lot of the good old heroes. All right. So let's see if we have more. Yeah, but let's just start watching Traveling Deity. I would love to hear if you guys would like me to comment while we see it, or if we should start out watching it. You know, watching it without any talking on top. That's funny. Nick Marinello, Nick, he says he's also going to be a cameo in the next episode, but he says Daughter's Revenge will be the best episode I'm anticipating. But it's funny, DR is short for Daughter's Revenge, but it's also the main TV in Denmark. All right, everybody says commentary. I am going to talk while we watch this episode. So let's watch it. I'm going to be here down in the corner. So yeah, just shoot comments while we're watching it, and then I'll see if I can answer them as much as possible. And I'm also going to click pause if I have to explain something deeper. All right, let's dig into it. Oh, yeah, and everybody, I'm both watching this on Twitch and YouTube, so you can just comment both places. As mentioned, we're moving more of these streams over to Twitch in the future, so definitely go follow that if you like this. Might also play a game at some point. It would be fun. I've always wanted to be one of those. Okay, but let's watch it. And let me know if the music is too low or too high. Then I'll turn it up or down.
1,000 miles from home, we walked the road alone, in search for gold.
So yeah.
We sailed across the sea.
So this intro here, that's something we did before we made season 1, right after the first hero. And that was back in my old studio, Sun Creature. And I was so happy. We like tried to get this like rock song intro for so long. It was it was really great to tell Mathias, our composer, just go nuts. We want something like the Pokemon theme from the first season of that, and the theme from the reward, and let's just go. Okay, so I think this scene needs a little bit of explanation. As we remember, this is the deity we see in the first hero getting killed by Elithran. So we clearly are behind. We are like in a timeline that goes on before Elithran goes out on his epic quest. And then he makes the rudens. I'm just gonna click pause because it's gonna go a little bit fast. So basically, this is the greed, the monster, the greed that escapes, clearly. And this is actually, the lore behind this is pretty complex, so nobody will know unless they have heard it from me somewhere. But the idea is that at this point, Lithran had like a village out in the fields, but all the deities had said, "All right, enough. We've created too many weird creatures. We've made too many nature disasters. Everything is just a mess." So they return to the north and hide different places on the map and wait for it all to go over. Except for one deity called Kartoffel. He goes out and tries to reset the world. He is the god, the deity of sand, so he makes everything into deserts. And in the process, he kills Elithran's family in his village. So Elithran challenges him, and he kills him. There's like a little video if you go back 5 years on the YouTube channel or something. Then you can see a little clip with this. This is a very evil act that's kept inside of a beholder of a bottle, and it's along with all the other bad ideas. As you can see over here, there's like a monster in this. There's like some kind of creature in here. All the bad ideas that the deities created are kept in this prison for bad ideas. So that's what this chamber is about. But one of the super bad ideas, Elithran's greed, escapes here. And you can see the circle that he has around the up on his head in the end that escapes as Kartoffel is killed. So the deity called Numo, this is his name, Numo, he creates 4 little Ruden creatures, and Rudens are basically demigods that are sent out with a mission from their creator. And they get these bottles to go out and capture the evil greed that just escaped. Because the deity will, of course, in this bad idea will go out and it will corrupt the world, and that will probably end up killing the deities because they trapped them. So it's basically go out and stop this before it reaches our temple. And here we have it. It has found its host. And its host is Elithran, the strongest hero of all time. Who has just split up with his girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend, Amaranth. Let me know if the sound levels are okay, or if I should turn them a little bit up. Amaranth says, "Alright, let's move on." She comes over to a bar in the nearby town. And she has Elithran's stuff in her backpack, so she throws all of it out. And one of the things, is that a mustache hair? Let's hope it's a mustache hair. But one thing he has in his bag, her bag, is something weird. It's a bottle where he has captured the Ruden himself. Hey Hussein, welcome to the chat. So, I hope it's okay. I'm just gonna stop and explain about the different scenes. I think that's gonna be the best process for me to be able to explain all of it. Basically, these are... Whoa. Ruin just wanna scream. So these are basically all baggers of the Kickstarter we did back then for Season 1. And I really, really like all of these designs. They're super nice. And if you look very closely in the back, you can see the musicians of the show. This is Mathias and this is Johan. They were both the composers of The Reward, and we have stuck with them ever since. Mathias has been our main composer. He's also doing Daughter's Revenge, of course. But we had they're standing and playing music very much in the back. And the rest are cool baggers. You might remember this girl from the first hero, where she's actually also kissing with him. So they're the ones from the kissing scene where Amaranth and Elithran makes a super epic kiss. And since this takes place right after, they're of course still in the area. Oh, the entire screen is not in view. Sorry about that. Let me just get that in view. Thanks for saying that. I'm just gonna make sure you can see the whole screen. Yeah, so you can see Mathias Valiant over here. so you can see him over there. Over there and to the right. I'm trying to make this work in the best way possible so you don't get all the extra stuff, extra text and time screen. Okay, I think this is fine. Yeah, here he is. He's standing over there. Actually, let me just get it a little bit more. Yeah, so you get as much as possible. There we go. Yeah, so that's Mathias over there. Over here. Yeah, you couldn't see him before, but he's here. Alright, do you have some questions for this? Who's the white guy with the mustache? Oh, what is his name? He had like a really cool sketch he sent us. It's one of our baggers. He's a really cool character. You can see him in the credits. But basically what we do when we get the designs from our baggers or from the drawing competition, then we redraw it in the Elethrian style and put them in different places. And you have probably seen some very funky designs through the Tales of Elethrian. And I love the variety of creatures and heroes of Tales of Elethrian, and it's all getting much more live thanks to all the people who have and artists who have sent their portraits or drawings or D&D characters, or yeah, a lot of different cool characters got out of that. Let's continue. So Amaranth is like, who is this weird creature Elethrian had in a bottle? So she goes, finds a little ranch in this little village. And she has bandaging up because she's such a nice hero. She's a backpacker drawing maps where she goes. And Roden, she tells her, I'm on a mission. And she's like, what? And she sees, of course, a statue raised to Elethrian. And Roden is like, I have to go find him. He's dangerous. And she's like, I don't want to deal with that guy anymore. And Roden is like, I'm going to do it myself, of course. But Amaranth, she says, you are not in shape for anything. Let me take you to a place where you can nap. And greed is growing. It's getting stronger. After the breakup of Amaranth, there's nothing left to stop it. Yeah. Roden just wants to go on his mission. He has one purpose, and that is to stop greed. And there are some better suited heroes than Amaranth, so of course he goes to them. And these are actually also baggers. This is Bess, and this is David. And Roden's like, hip, let's go fight this dude. But they are too strong for a little creature. They're on their own mission. This is one of my favorite songs in the whole Tales of Elethrian series. This montage song. I've heard it so many times I never get tired of it. And as you know, we have the little cameos. The bamboo creatures. This is before they got their tall legs. They were just like creatures that are very suited for plushies, as we have a few from the team who really want these as plushies, maybe one day. And Rune is like, oh my god, I'm failing my creator. And he's a little bit annoyed with Amaranth just trying to make him enjoy the journey, right? And she's like, hey, maybe you should find a girlfriend. No, that's not here. They have been, of course, giving bread to these ones. Okay, so this was our way of showing that Rune is getting back to his power. He's a magical creature, and he has no magic control as he's destroyed here. So here where he actually turns Amaranth's gender, she's like, hey, awesome, your magic is getting back. And he's trying out his magic. Come on, Elethrian, where are you? I wanna see you. Yeah, so his skills is very much vision based. He can track Elethrian. Another bagger here. I love Steven here. He's such a cool character. And here Rune has his magic back, of course. And we have set up the scene for Vito and Wilhelm to cut through their legs in their ward. A little cameo here. And they say goodbye. But of course, Amaranth is a really nice, traveling companion. So Rudin, he abandons his mission and goes out on adventure with Amaranth, which was of course not his purpose. This animation here is actually coming every time we get a new follow on Twitch, so that's why you see that a lot. That's because we have like, I think we've set in like 6 different GIFs for different things. Maybe they show up at some point. All right, any questions? We're halfway there, so I'll take some questions now. Then legs happened, Grand Skyfarer says. Yeah, I love these little creatures. That's one of my favorite monsters. They're like just eating off the treetops, living their peaceful life, hiding from... Oh, let me actually get the alert box in. That's missing here. Alert box, why not? Boop. All right. So just throw questions if you have any. Yeah, the backdrop is really good. Oh yeah, so Sukaji says, lovely translation of the Danish word beholder, meaning container. So basically the bottle is of course a container. He is capturing the deity, the evil greed inside of. But in Denmark it's beholder. In English I know it's a monster from D&D. So all right, but I think we'll just continue then. We don't have any more for this. Yeah, the bagged conscience. It's like, you know, skipping your homework to play a game instead. It always lurks in the back of your mind. And at this point, they've had a good time. They're traveling buddies, they're drinking wine, and just watching the moon when this happens. Ah! Alethrin enters the temple of the deities and slays his creator, Numu. And Rudin dies. But before he ends his life, he passes his powers to Amaranth. So basically, she gets the magic abilities like vision, and she can see what Alethrin did. So Rudin gives her the responsibility to stop her former boyfriend. And you know, it's cool to have some magic abilities. Rudin basically gives her his all of his being now is in a little symbol of Alethrin, which basically means that she's like a half demi, a demi deity. So it's a good question that Konstantin Greenchuck asks, where to get all these explanations and small details to read. It's so exciting that all it have sense and matter, but have less than a second of screen time. Yes, I agree. I have written like a huge Bible for this world, and really, really thick 200 pages that I was at some point planning on making like a little extra bonus Kickstarter reward, which might come in a future campaign. But for now, it's such a thick read that I think I'm gonna go through some of it after this screening. We're gonna look through it on here in the stream, some of the locations we've been seeing, and then at some point I might release it. We don't have like a real home for Tales of Lethren except for the YouTube channel and the Twitch and the Instagram and the Facebook and Twitter, these places. So, and Tumblr as well. So posts get lost, which is a little bit of an issue for saving all of these cool reads. In Kickstarter updates, we've been explaining a lot of it, but I agree. I would really love to have like a tome of Lethrain where you can get all the lore, either just online or physically. That would be really good. And as Nick says, the art book, the ones of you who have the art book, there's a lot of lore in that. We spend a lot of energy getting that in. Oh yeah, and everyone who would like to help me expand on the wiki, that would be very appreciated. We have like a wiki for Tales of Lethrain, which I can just share. It's not far, but it has been started. So let me just find it for you. I'll put it in the comments, probably also in the description afterwards. But it's called lethrain.fandom.com. I'm gonna put it here. It's very much a work in progress, but I think we could all go in and write on it. So I'll just put it there in the comments. And yeah, there's also the Reddit subreddit for Tales of Lethrain. That's also a really cool place where I usually answer questions. There's only like 100 followers on it, but I just recently found someone who made it, and I think it's a really cool place to also like post news and stuff. Nick asks if there's going to be an art book for season 2, and I am right now planning on it, but it depends whether, you know, the next campaign. Actually, let me just do a full screen before we continue. The next campaign for Tales of Lethrain, I'm planning on that to be making miniatures for the main characters and expand on the card game and the board game. And you can see I did some tests. I'm gonna make this in a post and an update soon, but you can just like get a little sneak peek of it. We have like Wilhelm here. I think it's really cool. A little bit of a bigger figure. I've gotten a cool guy to help me with, and also I made them in like a little size here, which I tried to paint. The camera is not so good, but you get the idea of it. So that's something I'll dig much more into later, but now that we are like really close to finishing the Daughter's Revenge, of course I'll be planning on how to continue this project afterwards. So yeah, I think next campaign and release is going to be in September. I'm going to bring the exact date, because we might do like a live premiere for the first, you know, the first part, the first episode, then the second, then the third, and then I'm gonna put out the full episode. But I think we should do like a live premiere for it first, and then put it out on the channel afterwards. So Insira says, imagine if we played D&D with him as DM. Lol, it would be a legendary night for sure. I have actually been thinking of doing like a D&D live stream with some people, so let me know if that's something you would be up for. Then I'm starting to plan that probably after the release, because we have a lot of stuff to see to right now for the episode and the Choose the Path. All right, but let's continue watching. This is what we are here for. So just keep the comments coming, and I will try to answer as much as possible. Well, that's a quick question. The Elemental Haven. Will the gods ever return to Elethrin, or are they gone for good? This is, of course, a big question, because the deities we saw in Elethrin's lair, the ones who hid in that temple, they're slayed. Magical creatures like deities are you know, they're highly magical, so you never know with those. They could always come back as an energy, or as like a sense, or like some other form. But there are more deities than those. There's a deity for everything that's created, or like they create many different things. But there's, in Forest of Inspiration, there's a famous one. There's like a Humun that's hidden far underneath the earth, and there are other deities as well that I can go into in another video. But now let's continue the Traveling Deity. This was a little like you know, intermission we just had here. I actually have this screen I never used. I made this. And I'm back. I made these little screens. I don't know when I should use them, but probably when we have long streams. All right, I'm gonna continue. Lean back, dim the lights, and enjoy. And here we have the temple of the deities, now Elethrian's lair. Amaranth has found her way because now she has the, prestige class, Deity. She's starting to learn her magical abilities, and this is not a pretty sight. There's a lot of gold lying around, and yeah, she never even saw how much gold Elethrian had, but most of it he found in the second part of his journey. And we remember their love, their relationship back when Elethrian's life was great. And the greatest hero of all time sits there on his throne. And he's been sitting there for a while. And Amaranth sees some evil thing inside of his chest. And she's curious, what can be? Should she open it? But she gets the vision from the symbol again. And she sees, should this ever be opened, a creature very powerful will be released. Heroes might try to stop it. Let's just stop here actually and see what heroes we've put in here. And we have Meg, we have Sylvia and Tatiana, we have David, Peskarinsky, and we have like some baggers. We have Brun, of course. Yeah, I wonder why. There are many in the back here, but yeah, like a lot of these heroes will fail. Oh, there are more here. Blen, and we have some more. Yeah. And greed eventually cannot stop until it has everything. Amaranth sees this and she's like, okay, what should I do? And Greed is like, come here, this power could be yours. I will help you. But she's like, no way, dude. And she forgives him and she's like, man, what we could have become if you were just not so greedy. And she sits there watching the horizon and decides that this will be her course. Her main mission will be to do what Ruden was not able to and stop the user magical abilities to stop the evil in the world. And of course we have a little end credits, but first, before we get to that, I'd love to explain a little bit about this open ending, because hey Ghost Turtle, thanks. We'll keep doing the good work. Thank you so much. It means a lot. We're gonna keep on doing this. Grand Sky Farah asks, why did she make the amulet though? I will get back to that, because that is a really important piece for the lore of this world. But before we get to that, I'd like to just continue on this scene. This was like the first open ending. All of the other episodes until this point had like some kind of closure for the character. What did they want to achieve? And you know, what was what were they looking for, and what did they learn in the end? And for this one, it became much more about the world, and she got involved in a bigger, complex story. And basically, after this, she starts this guild of the Ever-Watching Eye, where she starts collecting heroes, but with a good heart, with like good intentions, who are not driven by these things like Elethrian was. Basically, because she has seen how it can end up if the heroes of humanity doesn't form together and stop the evil things. Yeah, but she's a really awesome character. I really love Amaranth, and it's not the last time we see her. So let's just skip to the as you can see here, good old special thanks, family, friends, Pokemon, Dungeons and Dragons, as usual. So we're at Elithran's lair. No, we're not at Elithran's lair. This is not Elithran's lair. It's the Forest of Inspiration. And we have Lord Cyril here, this vampire who doesn't have a purpose. He just runs around eating creatures, but he is a very powerful creature that was created by the deities. It was probably like a deity of death, and who wanted his creatures to have an infinite life. They wanted immortality, and he basically only made these creatures to be stronger than all other creatures, because he wanted to show the other deities that he had created something more strong. So he made Lord Cyril, who became the first vampire lord of the realm. And basically, Lord Cyril has like a castle, as we see in Vito and Wilhelm's logbooks. But here he meets, longest anticipation here ever, the Traveling Deity Amaranth, who shows the symbol and says, I can show you the way. So this becomes one of her first recruits, this immortal creature, Lord Cyril. And Cyril will, become like, he's a vampire, but he's actually a kind of, he has like a good rule set. So he follows Amaranth and has his castle where he, he just don't want to make creatures like himself. He has like a lot of vampires, but basically those are saved from the, I hope you can follow this, but we have Nosferatus and we have vampires. Nosferatus are like creatures of like chaos and death, and these lord vampires here are people with intelligence and conscience. So Chico asks, is Elithran really dead here? Everything can happen in Tales of Elithran, but I really like this idea of not just bringing back everyone who we have killed. It is a magical realm, so, you never know what magic exists, but I don't want to make a world where, and then they came back, and then they came back. I think we have to, like, tell the stories like a saga where each story will have, like, a really cool story, but where the other characters are supporting that storyline, and sometimes people die in Tales of Elithran, and it's dangerous to live in this realm if you choose to be an adventurer. High risk, high gain, and it is a dangerous world. Marco Santoro asks, what can she do as a semi-deity? Can she age? Is she a semi-deity or an actual deity at this point? I would say Amaranth is... It's a good question if she's a semi-deity or a deity, because she is close to being a deity, but she is actually a semi-deity because she's not like creating other beings like the other deities can. They can like say, now I want to, like a forest deity could, for example, say, if you walk around me too long, you're gonna end up being a magical creature or a tree. And Numu can create these little guardians and make a rule set for them. So what Numu does in the beginning of this episode is basically create some creatures that has a rule set attached to them. He says, you are part of me. My mustache hair will become you. And when I die, you will die. Or you have like a purpose, and when that stops, you will not exist anymore because you can become dangerous to me. He learned his lesson. He's not going to create more creatures that can outbeat him. But what he didn't put in the rule set was that the magic that Ruden had was not possible to be transferred. So Ruden actually gives all of his magic to Amaranth, which, as you ask, correctly enough, Amaranth can't age at this point. She can die, she can get killed, but she cannot age as long as she has this magic. And the stronger she gets, it's like Dungeons and Dragons, she will level up. At this point in this movie, she knows how to do vision spells and, basic stuff. But the more she becomes like, the stronger she gets, the more she can make like portals and magic effects and create items, and you know, so she gets stronger just like Lord Zero gets stronger. Cookie Snake asks, what was the creatures on Greed's arm? Oh, that's a good question. Let me just scroll back. He has a lot of in the vision. Greed has a lot of creatures here. This is basically actually we wanted these like servants that were spawns of Greed, because Greed is also a deity. It's more like but more than an intelligent thing. It's more a concept that evolves. Actually, Greed is a really interesting character, because Greed is not just greed as a thing. It's a being that develops depending on who its host is. So at this point, Greed has been host of Kartoffel, it has been host of Alethran, and it's looking for a new host. And it will develop by the want of that host it attached. Without its host, it's gonna be just pure monster of the things it has learned from its host. And the things here is actually also a bagger design from our awesome Kickstarter baggers from season 1 back then. And we have made it like the spawns of Alethran, depending on what path Greed takes. If it is ever released from the chest, it will of course spread, and you know, will it find a strong host again? Will it spread its monstrosity? Yeah, only time will tell. I can't spoil what happens in future episodes, but I can definitely explain about what the characters and what the lore is at this point. Nurikin Corbin says Dark Souls reference. Yeah, Dark Souls is also so tough. Foal Quest Oneer asks, how can we learn about the lore? As mentioned, I've been working on a book with all the lore that I need to like proofread and add a lot of cool artwork and stuff to, which is pure lore. At this point, you can find stuff in the art books. And of course, the wiki link I said earlier is going to be where we could develop a lot of lore. But there's not like an official home for the Tales of Lethren lore. But it's been posted many times. Yeah, in different places. Oh, let me just put some music back on. All right. If we don't have more questions, I'm going to continue our little thing here. Okay, Santa Mort also asks, says, super epic kiss, a kiss for the bards to sing about for the ages. That's the epic kiss in the first hero, of course, that I mentioned earlier. And I think that, yeah, contrasts are good. And this couple we saw before, Amaranth and Alethran, made out, that was to show a relationship that was like, you know, that has probably been, you know, polite and good, and then Amaranth and Alethran is just like, oh man, we're crazy in love. We're not gonna compromise. We're gonna make it the most epic first kiss ever. Yeah, if you ever kiss somebody for the first time, make it a good one. That's a good foundation and root. All right, but if there's no more questions for now. Okay, so somebody says there's an echo on my screen. Share scene. Oh, maybe I have two microphones. Oh, maybe. Let me just put a new output in on this one. Output, audio input, at source, microphone. Yeah. Is this better? I hope it's better. All right, but I think that we're gonna open up a little bit of lore of this world. Let me just open it. You can look at Brun meanwhile. Oh, sorry, Uruth. Mistake. So here we have the guide to Elithrion. As you can see, that's like this is like pretty like not a finished version, but it is only the locations and a few how do you say, a few of the races and just basic lore. So let's find some of the first things here. So we have the common races of Elithrion. It's humans, it's Raloks, it's Collectorers, it's Blueskins, and it's Dwarves and Gnomes. And there's also Sea Folk and other different creatures. But let me just dig a little bit into these for now. So humans are the most common race in Elithrion with pale skin, or it can be all kinds of skins, of course. It's not that's not just that. That can be everything. But they were created by human. They're intelligent creatures with a tendency to live near farmlands and water. They group themselves into the villages and are very different in alignment and behavior from each other. They are known for love and war and are great merchants. They drink a lot of alcohol, even though it makes them weaker, and they can drink less than others. So if we just should open up some of the different characters. Actually, we have the wiki here we could use for that. El Gringo Feo says, that guy makes gay people look JoJo characters. That dude is my favorite character in the whole series. I also love Uruth. We need to see more of him. Let me just find some examples. So you can see here some of the characters. Of course, we have like Sylvia here. We have good old Tatiana. Those are two of the girls we follow right now in Choose the Path. They're two of the humans of the world. We also have Brun. Yeah, he's a character that is in a lot of episodes. It's not the last time we've seen him. Then of course we have Vito and Wilhelm. Yeah, just wanted to bring some of humans. Collectorers, they are the lizard people. They're shy and living far away from civilization. They collect used and old items to build practical things like lamps and equipment. They're usually a peaceful race, but are seen as thieves. They collect things and are very curious. They stay out of battle, despite the fact they are some of the best at creating magical weapons artifacts. So they basically are like, you know, they're going around looting the forest from, you know, old camps and civilizations, and then they use the artifacts to build. They use the different items to build magical artifacts. So Spicy asks, "Hey Spicy, I hear a lot from you in the Discord, so I'm curious to see. Did Amaranth create the Academy of Heroes that hunts for the map and aims to destroy greed?" Yes, Amaranth created the Guild of the Ever-Watching Eye. She's like the first one to create the medallion, the amulets that protects the everybody who joins that guild gets like an amulet of like protection and with magical abilities. And as soon as they get it, they start developing magical things like leveling up as one of her heroes. So yeah, Norin Kopan says they sound like Kenkos. That's true. And then we have the Ralak frogs, as we know Sid is from Tales of Elithrion as well. Let me just try to see if I can zoom in on one of these. I'm actually gonna take down the poster so you can see. So I'm gonna get back to the screen here, but oh sorry, that was Wilhelm without a scarf. he looks very strange without a scarf. But yeah, we have like Ralloc frogs is of course the frog creatures, and we have the Collectoros, which is like Blen and Yarna. Ralloc frogs are the frog creatures. They're poisonous and can resist all toxic and poison themselves. They like to expand their territory and don't like other races very much. They live in intoxicated swarms, but have dreams of, they want to live in bigger cities like humans do. They live in groups, but can be found outside of their territories if they've been raised by the races or gotten lost or banished from their home. Or like, for example, Sid, he got lost, stolen as an egg, and then he made his way to Dralok City. They're difficult to trust and are often in war with other races, sometimes even each other. They're very good with alchemy and magic. Yeah, and Blueskins, that's like the main character of Traveling Deity and her mom. As we see up there, we have like Tira, she's a Blueskin, and Mira, she's dead, so she's a tombstone on the poster. Blueskins, they're like half human, half monster. They have like DNA of some creature created by the deities in their past, so they have like mixed. These creatures have mixed with something godlike and are very strong, intelligent, and are usually good leaders. They know that they're better than other races, which make them decide early in life what side they're on, the good or the evil. On both sides, they're usually successful, feared, or respected. There are not many of these left in the world of Lithran, since like godlike monsters and deities and creatures, they are more rare, like nymphs and dryads, and humans tend to stay with their own kin. Anyways, we could talk all night about this. I just want to show you this document, so if you want me to explain some location at some points, we can do that. We have here like Castle Lodstead, this Thundertop. This is basically an area that Lord Seval started and is later being used for others. We have the Great Ocean. We have Heroes Port. It's a cool place. I'll show you the map here. Let me just open up the map. Yeah, but just throw some questions if you have any. Kalavi Nightly Gaming asks, what about Town of Beginners, one where Vito and Willem started out? That place is actually the village of Tohan, and I'll show you in the map here. You can see I'm just going to open up the map. I'll just open it here. I hope I can get high enough quality in this version of it. Oh, that's a bad quality. Let me just open up the good quality one. Sorry. Okay, I can answer a question while I look for the high quality map. You could always start putting them in the tour fan maker. That's true. I could do that. Thanks to the Elemental Haven. Les Spicy asks question here on Twitch. Yeah, what do you want to ask? Just throw it out. Just gonna download the map here. There we go. So somebody asks about the village of Tohan. We have that here. That is the village of starters. Nothing is around this area. There's only one way forward, and that is into adventure. So basically, Vito and Willem, they go from Tohan, they travel through the forest of Hotek. where they get their weapons. They also go through Lake Love, where they have the encounter with the Lake Love monster. Hey! Frozen Void. Thanks for following. And here they meet like the lake monster that has like tentacles that looks like mermaids. And they travel onward to get to Dralok, the city where Wilhelm he loses his fingers. Then they have an epic journey where they go all kinds of places through Forest of Inspiration, Daylands of Siren, Port Daggerteeth, over the ocean. They go through the swamps, and they go through all of these different. Here they meet the protecting the deity of protection here. They go through all the areas where Elithran went through, and they come to Elithran's lair. So that's basically the journey of V2011, and all of the series takes place here. But we also know that there are areas to the east, and to the south, and to the west and north that isn't explored yet. Alright! Thanks, Fernthulane, for following on Twitch. It's amazing. Yeah, so basically all of these places are places I can then look up. Dern is where, for example, Elithran meets the dragon in the first hero. You can see that's like a volcano village where they have like put the houses around the nice heat coming from the volcano. So yeah, all these places has like descriptions. Let's just look at one of them. I think we could look at Port Daggerteeth, because that's a place we're gonna get to soon as well. Port Daggerteeth is here. There we go. Port Daggerteeth, what's up with that place? So, alright, thanks Joko KXD1 for following on Twitch. So, Heroes Port, that's actually the one I want to explain, because that's a really cool location. It's over here. When you go to the more high-level area of Tales of Elithran, you come to Heroes Port. Let's just talk about that place. So Heroes Port is where most heroes end up if they're looking for like real adventures. That's where the good wanted posters are, and it's also the place that lies right next to the Mol, which is like the retirement place for the heroes, where they go when they've, they are famous, they have gotten all the dreams out, then they return to Mol, which is like a place made by heroes. Okay, here we go. There's a lot of people coming over to the Twitch. Thanks to the Spookerman. So basically, Heroes Port, I'm just gonna read up and then we can talk about it. So Daphne 816 asks, what is the Twitch channel? That is twitch.com @Tales of Elithran. Thanks everyone, this means a lot. Thank you so much. Yeah, when we get a little bit into the releases and stuff, there's probably gonna be more like big streams on the YouTube, and I'm gonna keep the a lot of the small like fun streams and stuff over on the Twitch. I really wanna like make a lot of videos, because I know that some people really just want to see the animations on YouTube and want to see the well edited videos, and like when I'm eating noodles out of mine. I don't know if you've seen it, but that's like pro top quality YouTube video. And I'm gonna continue doing that, but I really want to get into a good streaming process where I can talk with you guys and cover bigger things like the lore of Elithran and stuff. Because I've been trying for a long time to make chapters with the lore. There's just so much to this world. Okay, so Heroes Port lies in Relics, which is like the higher level area. This harbor transports you to Mol, an epic epic ships. A lot of fans are here to see heroes, maybe even getting an autograph as they travel from or to the fortress of Mol. Heroes Port is well protected and has a rule set and a functioning military which is trying to keep the streets clear of scums and monsters of relics. There's a huge and big market with rare potions. Woohoo! Thanks, Alan Nose. High five to all of you. There's a big market with rare potions and alchemy materials collected and brewed in the swamps. It's easy to find note boards, like Witcher, where you just go, what's the mission here, and tasks, or to find a job here. It's very established, and probably the only established thing here, because there are lots of witches and werewolves and really creepy things around this city. It's a place where people come and to compete in all sorts of games and competitions, cards, dice, fist fights, races, and whatnot. They have it all. And also here you have gladiator fights, which is something people travel to bet their money on, and there's also other sport competitions here. So a really epic city that lies in the high level area of Tales of Lythran. Noteworthy traits: one of the few safe places in Relics, but there are of course also criminals and assassins waiting to get to the heroes as they travel to or from Mol, because usually they carry lots of loot and gold and wanted, heads and stuff. Weather is foggy, usually sometimes rain. A few sunlights can get through, but it's rare. Harbor and the mood and emotional tone is harbor, military, competition, fans, and dreamers of Lythran. This city was, of course, developed into this hero's port after Lythran stayed in it for some time. It's right after they split Amaranth and Lythran, and I would actually say that this is also the place you see in Traveling Deity, which I saw, where she's in a tavern where Ruden all of a sudden shows up. So a nice place to start if you're not low level, because you are going to get some pretty crazy missions there. Neighboring and important areas: Mol, the hero island, is connected transport-wise to this town. It's the only place where you can get to Mol. Also, we have I forgot some things here. Noteworthy traits: weather is foggy, usually sometimes rain. No, I said that, sorry. Then we have roads to take you to Sven and Enras. The plains of Dur is close by, with farms bringing supplies to your sport. So that's just important traits for trading goods. Then we have the population. A lot of humans live here, but there's also monsters, but mostly it's heroes. And fans and different creatures. Unlike Dralog, that's much more split. It's like a huge, Dralog, the windmill city that you have seen in the Reward and other places. That's much more split. A lot of different creatures come here. Fractions and relations. Not as protected as Mol. Villains like witches can sometimes be a problem for Heroes Port, but everybody knows that the heroes of Mol protects this harbor and usually leaves it to safety. So further notes, we have Blen and Yana. They take a boat here at some point to get to the mainland after their adventures in Relics. So everything we have seen of Blen and Yana at this point takes place in Relics. And if you haven't seen that, let me just show a little, just a quick Outcast's journey. Yeah, so there's a lot of lore and story behind this, and if you find this interesting and you'd love some more videos like this where I explain it, let me know. It would be super nice to go through it. But yeah, here, this is Blen, who travels out to find his what he believes to be his dad, and he's traveling through like relics here. Yeah. All right, but do you have any questions to this like document? Do you want to see more explained or have some questions for this area? Okay, I will actually go answer questions now. I see there are some. Let me just zoom in on the area. And you can see in most of the end credits we are like showing this map just to show this is where these adventures takes place, and it's also where we draw from when we are going to the different areas in Tales of Elthrin. So not a single thing in Tales of Elthrin is random. We always think about it, and if new places are created because of a storyline, it's put into the map. All right. Spymaster says, "Oh, you're cute like ever." Stop it. Love you and your content. Thank you, Silent K. Am I the only here who is following this channel since 3 years? Thanks, Devil. Oh man, I've been followed by the Devil. Dev.i.l. Welcome on my boat. And 3 years, that's awesome. Then you've really been you've been seeing both the high times and the low times, because we had like a really good content. Like for content, we had like a really good period between 13 and like I think 17. But then we have had like a year of a break where this turned into Skjell, as you see in the logo, where it used to be my old studio, Sun Creature. So that was a little transition period there, but I really love that we have got the channel back on, and we're here, stronger than ever. Okay, so somebody says echo. Can anybody hear like an echo? Have I 2 microphones on? 2 microphones on. I might have an echo, I don't know. Okay, let me know if I have an echo, then I have to look into the settings here. But if not, I'm just going to continue. Okay, somebody says echo. What can I do to change that? Speakers, microphone. I hate that I have an echo, that's really annoying. Okay. If it's acceptable, I'm gonna continue it like this, but it's pretty annoying. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. Maybe it's because I have the wrong mic on. Let me just change the mic. Okay, I hope it's fine now. Yeah, I hope it's fine. We're gonna go for it like this, and then I'm gonna answer some questions. Maybe it's actually because I can hear myself in the speakers and that goes out, but we're gonna go with this. So, there's a question here. The Elemental Haven says on Twitch, would it be fun to have world lore videos like it was a travel guide? Let me know if you would like that to be edited video where I put them together with like images and explain over, or if you would like this to be like streamed as well, where I can go through it with you guys. Because I think both would be cool to do, but there's definitely more lore that can be covered in a video like this. If I do like a series of videos, it's gonna be more compacted, where I'm just gonna be like, then this happened, and then I'm gonna show the timeline. Alright, and then I'm gonna take one here from Kalavi, Nightly Gaming. Throwback question. What do you think about group of people that would travel on a giant millipede? Yep, relation to challenge from Twitter. Okay, yeah, I remember. Yes, that would be cool. I actually remember this art. Um, Maybe that's gonna come in. I'm actually thinking of like throwing in some of the old drawing competition artwork designs into the some of the next Choose Their Path episodes, because that's gonna hopefully be a montage where I'm gonna throw in a lot of different scenes. So catch that one. I think it's not gonna be the one coming in July, but maybe the one for August. Okay, so XXX89 says, where can we find this law book that we're seeing right now? As mentioned, this is a work in progress book. I am using it very much for the movies at the moment, where I'm like digging into things that different areas and keeping track on what's been happening and yeah, the different characters. But I have to really write it good and add the artwork that is like the best artwork and make a cover, and it's a bigger work. So when I've done that, I'm gonna release that, and before that, I think we can start putting the text on the wiki or put it out as like little chapters I put out on somewhere where we put out the descriptions. But I would love to have a home for it, so we can have the lore available for everyone. It's basically our Forgotten Realms favorite realms campaign setting from 3.5 Dungeons & Dragons. So Jason Davison asked question, would you ever consider kickstarting a Blu-ray set that compiles all of the episodes and bonus production making of material and makes commentary, etc. for us to buy somewhere down the line? Last time we did a DVD, it went very bad. That was like the only Kickstarter reward where I was like, ugh! Some of the DVDs had like lines on and stuff, and I was like, no. But if we found like a really good distributor or like publisher or like somebody who could make that, it would be really nice. Okay, so I'm just quickly going to fix the mic. So Kiji has a good suggestion that we make like a quick be right back, remove the audio source, yeah, and then I'm gonna change the audio. So I'm gonna be back in 2 minutes. So I hope you're not gonna go anywhere. We're gonna round up this video in, I would say, 15 minutes. So I would love to just do a little roundup. But I'm just gonna be back in 1 or 2 minutes to fix the mic. All right. See you in 2 minutes. And I'll answer the continuation and answer that question right after. With the Blu-ray, I'll just answer that now. So the Blu-ray and DVDs and stuff, I would love to do that as part of a new campaign, or like make a web shop for it. I just haven't found the right way to do that yet. Kickstarter and Patreon has been the best for this project so far. So, but if I find a place where we can get people interested, I think that would be really nice to have that as well. Because it's nice to have like a physical copy. That would be really nice as a collectible. All right, I'll be right back in 2 minutes. Hej, jeg forstår ikke, hvad der er galt. Okay. Hvad fanden er det så, der speakers? er det gjort?
microphone. We both have microphone on, and we also had the speakers on. So I think that that was just like a double thing there. Yeah, but you can hear me now, right? Just check if you can hear me. Okay, good. So there's no echo now, right? Just let me know if there's an echo, because then I think we solved the problem. Okay. Sorry for that. If there's been like an echo for an hour, that's not gonna happen in the future. But we're learning. You're part of the beginning of this learning process. Awesome. 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 It's so great. So back to where we were. Thank you so much for waiting, guys. Basically, what I was answering was about the Blu-ray and DVDs, and I would love to like make some collectibles. Maybe if I just like print a little collection of them, I'll let you know. The main thing is just if it's going to be part of a campaign, or if it's going to be a web shop, or if we can make somebody who can make it good, because I don't want to make it if it's not perfect. Okay, Nick asks, what? Love that Tira and the gang are in the background of Outcast Journey. Yeah, they're there. They're traveling around. Eevee Studio says, I love this world. Oh, thank you. I do too. Salted says, I've been watching and keeping up since the very first The Rod. And yes, Echo. Okay, so that's good. I'm happy that disappeared. Alright, but basically this has just been just a little bit of a lore video, and oh, I'm not gonna delete this. And if you wanna know like more, just ask if you wanna know about Norikin Korabran asks if there are Kenko and bird people in the world. Yes, actually part of the very first pitch for this project. Woohoo! Thanks, Cuckoo Board, for this for following. There are bird creatures in this world, and part of the first design we did was actually we had some parrot creatures as some of the main races. I'm just gonna show you a little design of that. I hope I can find it. It's really a long time ago. Let's just see. 2 seconds. It's gonna come here. Here we go. Here we go. So we had these parrot creatures, and we had some 4 different feints we played with. We had made like a little secret opening where 4 different followers of Tales of Lethrin, we would play Dungeons and Dragons with them. So we just like had 2 people coming over to us in Denmark and 2 on Skype, and then we played a Tales of Lethrin Dungeons and Dragons system. And there actually we had like a carrot creature, and you can see here. This was like the mission giver parrot creature, and we had the group here playing different characters. Let me see if I can find some more. Yeah, lizard creatures. They went on adventure. We drew what happened in the campaign afterwards. That's why there's like a little diary of the quests they went on. Basically, the story was pretty cool. So, giants in this world, Tales of Lethrin, when they die, they turn back into the jewels and gold that they were created from. So Deities took a lot of mountain inside of the mountain, and they like built this giant from it. And it's a really cool creature that can transport you and do a lot of things. It usually works for the monks of Nur. Explanation for another time. And when they die, a huge signal sent up in the air, as you can see here in this image, and then it explodes. So all travelers in the area, they're gonna be like, shit, oh sorry, language, oh my god, there's a huge treasure at that point. And then everybody sees if they can get to the giant first to get some of the golden loot. So that's basically what happened here in this scene. They went to find the slate giant and figure out why it was killed. And of course they met our epic Vito and Wilhelm. Yeah, that was a glorious scene. And we had the villain, a relic frog that wanted to poison the whole city, and they went to the city of Balask to beat this guy. Some of his minions and the different players. Zombies, of course, training targets in this world. They're just getting killed easily. Yeah, so they are bird creatures. Yeah, this was really fun. I played this with me and Kenneth and 4 players back then. It was great. Tour Battle Royale, as Spicy says. Oh yeah. So Sukichi says Mikkel accidentally had a microphone source on his Be Right Back screen. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, I always do embarrassing stuff like that where I cringe over here. My teeth are just going like, no! So that happened, but that's okay. So Concrete says, hello from France. I'm a huge fan of Tales of Lithuania. That actually inspired me a lot in my drawings, universes, and for my D&D campaign. Thank you for creating such a great series. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm very happy that you're following it, and like this is like the top awesome thing for Tales of Lithuania is that you guys keep loving it and subscribing and telling your friends about it. This is what really keeps us going, and the patrons makes the Choose the Path going right now, and the Kickstarter series is for the backers, and yeah, so I'm really happy about all of this. I think I'm gonna end up the stream with a little drawing. Are you up for that? Where we just like draw whatever you guys want. Just throw the suggestions in the comments and I'm gonna throw it. So yeah, Anna, you have a question? Anna is one of the awesome team members and I can see she is in the chat. Yeah, so Anna, shoot ahead. I'm just gonna start setting up the drawing here. Whoop whoop. So thank you for following. Who's following here? Let me just put the... Yeah, thank you, Terry Gold. Okay, so Anna asks, choose my path. Should I A, go to sleep, B, do some choose the path? Yeah, so basically me and Anna are working on the choose the path and she's been really pulling a good weight on it this week. So I think I'm going to do some choose the path after this, and I'm working on some of the last sequence, and I think you're very welcome to go to bed. It's super late here. And then we'll look at it in the morning. Alright, so here are some of the suggestions. Draw a dead king in an ancient castle. I'm trying to make this a quick doodle, but okay, if there are other suggestions. Lithuanian fighting, would love to do that one. Draw a cosmic axolot. A cosmic axolot. So, is that the salamander, like flying out in space? That would also be good. Spicy says, what about a face between Gerald of Rivia and Elric of Melnibone? That would be cool. Actually, there's going to be a little cameo you probably like in the next Choose Their Path. Alright. Probably gonna do a fighting Elithrian. We also have the draw a dead king in a castle. Maybe we can mix it. And we have Fern Thulian saying, "Oh, draw Wilhelm giving veto and Noogie." Oh, that is also a good one. What is your process for creating creatures, races, and areas? Okay, I can answer that while I draw. So. Some adventurers battling a fantasy dinosaur maybe. Axolotl, my time has come to burn. I invoke the ancient power that you draw a king. Okay, I'm gonna then draw a Elithrian as young, before he met Amaranth, fighting some ancient king. A dead king, but he's dead. Yeah, so it's gonna be like an undead, of course. Let's do that. So I'm just gonna make a quick doodle. It's not gonna be with color. Let me just get my pen. All right, so we start with sketch. What should we do? What should we do? And the creature design and character design and stuff like that, I usually draw from the inspirations I have. So if I like a creature, I mix it with animals I think look cool, or some style I like from another show or a comic, and try different things. And I usually don't draw it once. I usually draw it many times. And I also get a lot of help from, you know, my artist friends, and you know, where we just sit and ping pong and design together, or where I do drawers or and stuff like that. So we're gonna make like a Lythran here. I'm just gonna find this big. He could probably look to the side. If I do these lore videos, I think we should end up with like having these drawings in the end, where we can end up with a little doodle where I take a suggestion. We used to do it on Reddit when we did like AMAs, which was really fun to do, where people suggested what we should draw. We also talked about in the studio to do like a like this thing where we can all draw at the same time and then draw. I think I'm gonna make him standing in front here. He could have like his sword out. But just keep the questions coming. I'm just gonna look at this and then probably look up here and there. I have like my cheap discount drawing tablet here, so if there is some like, it's because it's not the Cintiq. Yeah, I'm at home. This is my, when I work from home. He should have like a little bit of a better. I think we can have like his big groin. Oh. Then probably I'm gonna lose this face. It seems a little bit off. He has this humongous cross in his head, which I'm gonna try to keep here. I think this is a fine enough sketch. We can do this pose here and then draw him up right after. It's gonna just be a quick doodle. Probably I'm gonna, when I am going to draw him, I'm gonna give him a little bit of a speed forward, just so he has a little bit of a force. I'm gonna push him here a little bit more, because I want this nice line of action, so he's coming forward. Let me just pull him a little bit more. Elbows first. I think this is okay, and then we're gonna draw him up afterwards. And then we need an undead creature here, which we can draw over here. So any ideas for like a for an undead king. What cloth? I want to find like he should be super big actually, bigger than a Lythran. Lythran could be here. Yeah, he should be huge. So Lythran is down here. This could be cool. Alright. Maybe half lion. Yeah, that's a good idea. Half massive pig. We're gonna make like a creature king. And Cuckoo Board says, is this TV paint you're using? Thank you all for creating Tales of Lythran. The art style always reminds me to get loose and have more fun in drawing. Yeah, this is TV paint. I could easily also use Photoshop, but for doodles I really like TV paint. If you had been like animating in softwares very much, then you get familiar with how to do the shortcuts and stuff. Every time I mix between them, I have to like reset the shortcuts I have in my mind. So usually I just like stick to TV paint if I've been there a long time, or Photoshop if I've been there for a long time. So we're gonna make a king here. He should have like a huge pelt, and he should also have like I'm gonna make him like a lion pig, you said. So maybe like big teeth. And it's like a medallion. Maybe he also has like a huge... Whoa. Should he have glasses? Or he should just have like glowing eyes maybe. If I want to make this guy a little bit... I want him to be big, but maybe not this big. Maybe he should just be like this. Usually I would also have done thumbnails to check for composition, but we're gonna nail this thumb style. He should have magic, this guy. I think I might actually make this even smaller. Let's do this here. And get a good composition going. Yeah, it actually does remind me of Ganon. Why didn't I think about that when somebody says reminds me of Ganon? True, he's like a big pig as well. So Constantine Green Chuck says, so you're drawing younger character, he should look younger, maybe a smaller mustache and eyebrows. Yeah, we could make him younger if you want. I made like a younger Lythran drawing at some point, and he is just not as epic to look at. Maybe he has like a smaller thing here. I'm gonna fix this when we draw it up afterwards. But I think this guy, maybe we could have him. Could he be like a ghost kind of thing? He's a dead king after all. So I'm gonna make him a ghost. Maybe even like open mouth. Would be cool. It is a zombie king after all, right? I think this is gonna be neat. I mean, let me just show you what Elethran looks like without mustache and eyebrows. It is not pretty. It is definitely not epic. This is why I would always leave him with some kind of epicness. It's just not like epic. It's just like gentleman. So, if this is what you want for young Elethran, count me out. Yeah, so, yeah, he's cute, but he's not epic. Actually, he's a little bit epic. He has a tiny sense of epicness because it's still a little bit big. He looks like a pill with a face. That's true. Okay, but this is my sketch. I think I'm gonna draw it up now to make it, yeah, look scary and stuff. So just tone it down, make a new layer, and then I would like this to be probably. I'm gonna leave this guy out of it and make these two a little bit bigger. Like this. Alright, so just a quick draw and then I think we are done, but I just want to make him one model first. So let's say... What? Constant and... Yeah, let's go for thickness. Thickness 1. Then I can get some nice details in there. But have you guys had a good stream? I would love to hear if this has been like a good length and a good content, because it's always nice to know what we should keep on doing or what we should try out and then maybe leave. But I think that it's been really nice to dig a little bit into the lore, and it's just a tiny bit we've been digging into today. For example, I think it would be a cool thing to do with the other episodes as well, like a little explained version of it where you can ask questions as well. Awesome. I'm happy you like it. Maybe he gets a little bit of a thin chin on this one. And you, of course, always, we really need that kind of thing. Awesome, thank you so much, Grand Skyfarer. And Gentleman of Elethran, Fernthu, Leon, love the little man bun. He looks positively unimpressed about it. I actually really look forward to draw this undead king after Elethran here. I think that's gonna be a neat design. Okay, so it's a little bit of a weird arm he's gotten. Yeah, let's pull it down. It would be nice to give it some values or some color, but I think we're just going to keep it to the doodle for today. It's a little bit of tiny arms, but I think it's okay. We're gonna manage with this. He can also get a little backpack. He doesn't have his chest here. He has these wobbly legs here. Let's do these. Spicy's stream was really good. It was nice to have some insight and expanded lore of the episode. Awesome. Okay. Arms are a little bit weird, but it's gonna do for this sketch. Head could also be a little bit bigger. Let's do just a little bit bigger. Little smaller. Maybe. Yeah. And then we have the zombie thing here. What should his name be? Lasacro. You were first. Obrabor of the Long Lost Kings. Awesome, that's also a good one. I think his hair should be flying a little bit because he is a ghost. Maybe also some hair around him. I think he could also have some magical effects. We can attach to that later. And I also think we can make his mouth bigger. This makes him look more undead. Oh, we need his crown. Man. I need to put that on. It should just be flying up here. That's cool. The big pig teeth here, yeah. So here comes the trigger part, and that's merging him with his pennant here. His like little cloak. That should be a little bit different than his hair. Okay, so then he has all his like little cloaks here. And he does magic, so it has to come up here. I want to see this king in some of the stories. Okay, I'll see if I can put it into some... Maybe it's gonna be in a montage for Megan, Ken, Silva, and Tatiana. Let's see. Because I definitely have space for some creatures in one of the upcoming episodes. Let's pause. But he should also be a little bit dead. We have to remember that. So let's make it a skull, this one. Like, no, sorry, not skull, a skeleton arm. And this one over here could actually be like an armor, because it is, after all, a mighty dead king. Actually, now that I think about it, before I promise anything, this guy is way too detailed for like a longer scene at least. It could be in a portrait in the back. And here we have him like... By the way, the music that's been playing during our stream is the soundtrack for Traveling Deity. I really love that soundtrack. Now that we're sitting with the soundtrack for Daughter's Revenge right now, it's funny to hear the choices we did music-wise in the previous episodes. Okay, so this has happened to the line. And the reason why that has happened, because I haven't... If you haven't TV Paint, this is how you put this off. Okay, so subpixel. Now it should be okay. That's so annoying, I had that on. Okay, it's because some of the shortcuts doesn't work when you have it on. But if you do miss what I just clicked on, then this is gonna happen to your line. But now it's a smooth line. Oh well. That's okay, you get the point. It's a sketch. So, now we're just gonna put some magic on. And Masakura is gonna go down here. We click off the sketches. I might just duplicate it if I want some magic on. I'm just gonna put a little bit of magic and then I think we're gonna call it. Okay. Let's put some magic here. We could just do a gray. He's very magical, that's why he has so many different effects around him. It's all the magic that beams around him all the time. This old dead king. There's like a lot of effects coming around him and you should be careful, because he is one nasty creature. Okay, so I think that we'll call this it, and you can just see it on the screen if I'm just gonna make it bigger. Yeah. So let's call this that. I haven't, we could just put a quick, just one quick, very light background on this. And then put some quick values on. Oh yeah, and he should of course be very light, because he has like ghost effect. And that is a wrap up of a doodle. Let's make it super light. I think I'll post this on like I'll play a bit around with it, and then I'll post it on the Tales of Lithran Instagram if you want to check it out. I might yeah, just spice it a little bit up, but I think it looks really cool, like as a sketch. I hope you like it. Yeah, let's call it that. All right, so yeah, this could be like a crazy creature in Tales of Elithran that Elithran faced before he went on his mad quest here, because he actually was a pretty famous hero already when we see him in the first hero. So this is one of his quests before that. Awesome. All right, last question then. I think we're gonna cut it. Thanks, Eevee Studio. I appreciate you like the stream. Fern Thulean says he's undead. That's fine if he's a bit jacked. Oh yeah, that's true. The line was I forgot to click that on, so I think that's okay. But I really like how it turned out actually. Like a nice little sketch. We need to see his first quest as a noob. Parkoka says maybe I'll do a little comic with that, or like yeah, maybe a little thing with that could be fun as a little comic. Then I'll be sure to post it. But do that as a sketch. All right, but thank you so much for watching this stream. I'll be doing one again on Tuesday, where I'm gonna figure out what we're gonna cover there. But I think today was all about lore and explaining Traveling Deity, and I hope you liked the stream. All right, the journey through Art. Thanks for watching, and yeah, see you soon. Then we're just gonna do this.